Hello everyone. Today I will actually teach you how to play the advanced French defense with the black pieces. If you want me to analyze some points in French defense, just let me know in the comment section. And if you're looking for a good masterclass on the French defense, just write me a mail. Everything is of course in the description. E4, E6, D4, D5. I will be talking about this line today. And basically what I want you to go for is the move C5. Now, C5, there's a little bit of new problems with the black pieces, especially at the highest level. So basically, just to show you some basics, C3, knight C6, you're putting pressure. Anytime white is taking, you're just taking this pawn back, or if you want that pawn, but just take this one or this one. You know, it just matters your taste. If you take this one, they will go b4, and if you take this one, they might just go knight f3 and then put a knight there. So everything is playable, but probably take this one slightly better because the double pawns aren't dangerous, but this pawn on e4 might actually be dangerous. You know, especially if white manages to go f4, f5. So they take on c5, you take on e5. Now, except when you're in this position, you just capture like this. It's good enough. Anyway, c5, c3, knight f3, and knight f3 after knight c6. Basically, you are attacking on d4 and black is defending on d4. I'm sorry, white is defending on d4. Now, the best move is queen b6. Funnily enough, there is a new variation which is bishop d3, and you know it was always said that if you take and win this pawn, you're losing the queen because of bishop b5 check, and you know you have to block the check, and then basically you lose the queen. So that is why you shouldn't be taking free pawns, especially in such a sane opening. You know, and basically after takes, now white started playing the move castles, and the idea is pretty simple. How should I explain it to you? If you take it, you're just deadly worse, so don't do it. Simple as that. Um, why? Just because the pieces are too perfectly placed, and there is a lot of things, and this is just not for you. You're just worse. Point. So that is why I would just recommend you after the move castle to play, you know, very, very logically the move knight g e7. Usually white will play rook e1. Then I would recommend you to, to just not fear your opponent. Of course, never take this pawn, but go knight f5. But if knight f5, you can already take, and now you have to accept to play this position. But this is completely fine. Anytime something is happening over here, you know, you're just stopping knight g5, and if they go knight g5 and they take, you know, you just have a good structure, and d4 is still a weakness. I mean, you're still attacking this pawn. So, you know, it's not really like you should, you should be afraid of anything. Everything is still defended. So, you know, just don't take the free stuff because you're underdeveloped. So taking the pawn is bad. This is like a little bit of the new theory. Nowadays, people also play the move a3, but after a3, you can play the move c4, and then you will go knight a5 and knight b3. So this is not a good way to play this position with white. You are not going to put this knight there because white can just take and release attention, but you will just keep your pieces like that. Go, you know, knight f5, h5, bishop e7 castles, and then at some point you'll be moving, you know, one of your pieces. You'll be moving your pawns forward and eventually trying to break through anywhere you want. For example, a good example is this line. You can play it like this. You know, you bring all your pieces on the queen side, but also you start marching on the king side. And since everything is closed, keep your king there, and you have a very good position. Many games ended in this way. Basically, you're just preparing to open up the king side, and you get a very good attack. So bishop d3 takes, and now castles was the biggest problem. Now let's assume takes this. It's okay for you, but you just don't have to take. Just play knight g7. It's all good. Now, it's possible that people will actually play against you in this position and move bishop e2. If they play the move bishop e2, very simple. You just take it, and you go knight g7, preparing to go knight f5. If knight c3 or knight a3, it doesn't matter. You go knight f5, and you start putting pressure there. And basically, if they attack you, it doesn't matter. You just go for a check. Then you know you move back, or you go some bishop b4 checks. Basically, this is your target, and if you never forget that, you will always get good positions. Like bishop c3, but b5, and you know this is like difficult, but you're just attacking all your opponent's pieces, and it's difficult to misunderstand that. For example, there is a line that exists, it goes that way, b4 takes, queen takes, and you're just attacking absolutely everything, and this is a correct position to play with the black pieces. Yeah, what else? Yeah, basically this is all I had to say. This is a very good way. When white really goes for this variation, you have very high chances of winning. Of course, the main move here is castles, and we get to usually, you know, this type of crazy stuff. So yeah, That's the thing. Of course, if you're looking for the PGN of this game, I'll be, I think I will be putting the PGN of this analysis in the description. Of course, if you are looking for something more accurate, just send me a message, and I'll be sending you, of course, for some money, I will be sending you a complete chess masterclass. Thank you very much. See you in the future. Take care.